My beautiful brothers and sisters to the Aquarian Adepts, my platform, our platform to become your spiritual server, and welcome Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, and Aquarius Rising, or anybody who just wants to hang out with the Aqua tribe to part 2 of your July 2018 report. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. And Aqua, we have a very powerful full moon lunar eclipse that's happening in your sign at about 4 degrees. This is occurring this Friday. So naturally this is going to hit you very hard, Aquarius. Especially if you have any planets, or especially if you have like your sun, moon, or rising in about, I would say about, I'm going to give it like a 4-degree orb, so anywhere from 0 to 8 degrees. I would even say from anywhere from 0 to 10 degrees, Aquarius. If you have any of your planets in and around those degrees, this is going to hit you pretty hard and pretty intense. I have Saturn at 1 degrees of Aquarius, so I know this is going to hit me hard. So I'm right there with you. So yes, Aquarius, this is part 2 of your July 2018 report. I'm going to be mostly drawing cards and might talk a little bit about that eclipse, but that's probably going to take its own video. But if you haven't already watched part 1, go ahead and watch that. It will still be applicable, even though this is part 2. So this is just kind of a continuation of those energies, and this will even kind of feed into the first week of August, so it still applies there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a card from my Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle, and then I'm going to draw tarot cards from my Shadowscapes tarot deck. But first, we're just going to start off with the Sacred Geometry Activation Oracle. Aquarius, this is going to be a really pivotal final few weeks of July for you. I guess technically it's the final week because today's the 24th that I'm recording this. So I'm going to do my best to try and get these out, obviously before we get into August, because then I got to start part 1 of the August reports. But super powerful, super transformative. I think what's happening with you, Aquarius, is that people are going to start to understand where you're coming from more, if that's even possible. And that's the card that came up, and wow, look at this. We have the Merkaba as your Sacred Geometry Oracle card. The number is 32. The frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. Think of the Merkaba as like your spiritual vehicle. That's really what this is. It's the interlocking tetrahedrons. This is definitely really powerful for you because considering where this eclipse is happening at 4 degrees of Aquarius, it's definitely, and Aquarius is already a quantum sign. It already has to deal with, you know, extraterrestrials and aliens and the stars, and it deals with astrology and the cosmos. So your mind especially is going to go on a crazy journey for the last week of this month, and feeding into August. Especially, like I said, with this full moon lunar eclipse, you really are going to be illuminated to these other aspects of you in other dimensions, and you're really going to be tapping into these places and the different layers of your consciousness, the different layers of this reality. What I was saying earlier before I drew the cards, I think people are going to start to kind of understand you a little bit more because we are coming to the Age of Aquarius. This full moon is going to be really powerful. Not only that, but the next 2 lunations are really going to hit you hard because we have the full moon lunar eclipse that's happening in your sign at 4 degrees. Not only that, but following after that, we have a solar eclipse in Leo, which is your opposite sign. So anyone, and that's going to be at around, I think, 18 degrees. So anyone who has their sun, moon, or rising in about, I would say, like the mid-teens to like the early 20s degrees of Aquarius, or any planets right there, they're going to get hit hard. So it's like, it doesn't really matter like where your degrees are. Over the next month, Aquarius, you're going to go through a major transformative period where with this full moon, you're really going to be clearing away old karma so you can actually explore. You're going to almost feel lighter. Your spirit's going to feel lighter because you're going to feel like you're able to travel more. I think what's been happening is that you've been kind of weighed down by feeling like you have to serve humanity, right? And you are the server, you are the humanitarian, but you haven't been able to serve to your highest capacity because you've been carrying like 3, 4, 5 trailers worth of karmic shit, you know? So think of it like, think of the Merkaba, like think of how you've been right now. It's like maybe you have like a truck and you're like, you know how they can haul like a trailer. Well, you've been hauling like 5, 6, 7 trailers full of karmic shit. And you haven't been able to travel that far because, damn, that's a lot of gas to try and carry all that. That's a big load. It's almost like you've been driving like a semi, but it's like 2 semis put together. And you have to be really careful about the way you drive because you don't want to mess up this part, you don't want to mess up that thing, it's like you want to make sure that you don't crash into these people, you don't want to make sure you don't crash into these people. So I think what's going to happen is that this full moon lunar eclipse is actually going to free you up of so much of this karmic baggage that you really are literally going to be feeling lighter, and it's going to allow you to tap into these other dimensions, other realms, where you're going to be traveling, whether you do it astral or whether you do like astral projections or even in your dream states or just even in your mind. You're going to be thinking differently. You're going to be thinking in other dimensions. You're going to be tapping to your other reflections of who you are in other places and other realms. It's going to be a very, very spiritual, transformative time for you, Aquarius. The second half of this month, and of course, like I said, feeding into that first week of August. I did Leo's first because it's Leo season, but I wanted to make sure I got to you next, Aquarius, because after all, they're saying this is one of the biggest, most profound lunar eclipses that we've had in over 120 years. And of course, like I said, they're saying it's the longest that we've had. But even just considering what's happening here, it's the South Node in your sign. It's Mars in your sign. It's the North Node in your opposite sign. So it's like you definitely are releasing a bunch of old karmic stuff. You're releasing old ego stuff, and you're learning to come into your heart more and realizing that in order to really serve in the way that you want to, because you have a lot. I think what it is, Aquarius, is that you have so much quantum information from other realms that you're trying to bring into this reality to uplift the vibration. But in order to do that, you have to release your karmic shit. That's why you're going to be traveling. It's going to be like you actually are going to go out and get the information over the next month or so. Over the next week to 2 weeks, you're actually going to go out there and start receiving this information. So when you bring it back, you integrate it and begin to ground it into your vessel, then you'll be able to serve from that place. This is the card that fell out. And this card is actually the Hierophant card. When I flipped it over, it was reversed. This is a card that fell on the ground. And I think this is interesting because I felt like this is like, the Hierophant, it definitely speaks to traditions. And I like to think of it almost like, kind of like the preacher, who's like, preaching, of course, to like the choir and stuff like that. But the Hierophant, I really see this as you kind of going outside of traditional methods of connecting with spirit, and I really feel like that's what this is about, especially considering the fact that there may be even a tendency to try and cater to the masses, because the South Node is in your sign, but Mars is retrograde, so it's like, there definitely can be a tendency, sorry, I hear my cat rustling the plastic bags in our closet, there definitely can be a tendency to want to be preachy to people and tell them what they want to hear, but that actually can, to put it bluntly, fuck you up, because this isn't going to be a time to necessarily tell people what they want to hear. You got to tell people the truth. I think that really that's what this comes down to. I'm just going to cut the deck. We have the Five of Cups, so yeah, you're going to have to definitely kind of bring down some emotional truths on some people, kind of tell people how it is. This is not going to be a time where you want to be politically correct and tell people what they want to hear. And the funny thing with the South Node in Aquarius right now, conjunct Mars and opposing the North Node, it's like the truth that you're going to bring to people is what's best overall. And you're going to be able to almost even sense more what people's hearts, like what they need to hear. Yeah, it might hurt. And yeah, then, with the South Node in Aquarius, there's going to be this tendency to try to make everyone the same or fit everyone into a certain box or one size fits all, which I don't know if you've noticed that, but that's kind of what's being perpetuated in society right now. It's like we're all the same. They're trying to make us all the same, and we are all the same in the fact that we all are connected to Source from an internal sacred place, and that we all have this ability to connect with each other and have our sacred places connect with each other from the heart space. And there's an internal world that is beautiful that connects us all to Spirit and God. We're all the same in that aspect, but we're all different in the way that we express this connection, or that we just experience life in general, you know? We all are born into different cultures, different places. We speak different languages. We eat different foods. We like different things. Some people are really into cars. Some people are really into planes. Some people are really into, video games. Some people are really into, sports. Some people are really into like dance. But some people are into different kinds of dances, and even goes beyond that. Some people like, salsa. Some people like, breakdancing, crumping. It's different kinds of things. I think what's going to happen is that you're going to kind of tap more into your innovative uniqueness, and you're going to start to express this truth, and even express greater truths to the populace, and people are going to become but they're not going to be feeling emotionally all there. You have to consider that the moon's going to be in Aquarius. In Aquarius, you're not necessarily the most emotional sign, although after being with an Aquarius for 5 years, I realized that it's not so much that you guys aren't emotional, it's just that you realize that you have a lot of people's cups to kind of fill up, because you're the water bearer, and you can't really stay with one particular group of people for such a long time, because there are other people that need to be taken care of. Other people need water too. So it's this is kind of what you're going to really tap into your Aquarius energy, where it's you're definitely going to want to be giving of yourself, but you're not going to necessarily spend too much time with one particular group or one particular event. And there are going to be people that are going to be kind of holding out their cup to you, wanting you to give them water, and you're going to give them water, but then you're going to move on, and they're going to be like, wait, where are you going? But you're like, hey, I got so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so to take care of as well. You're going to kind of be blunt and truthful with people, and just kind of be upfront. It's look, I'm filling up my own cup. I'm having to let go of a bunch of old karmic stuff so I can really be of service, not only to myself, but of course to the populace. But you need to do that for yourself. You need to learn how to fill up your own cup. And I think that's what this is, because the Five of Cups, I think it's when we're feeling pretty sorry for ourselves, and it's we have to realize that there are positives there. There's great things to be had there. That we don't have to be all super feeling sorry for ourselves. I think what you're going to actually come across is, I don't think you're going to be feeling sorry for yourself, because I feel like you're releasing. I think you're going to come across people who are feeling sorry for themselves, and you're going to kind of be, I'm not going to lie, kind of annoyed by it, because you're going to be look. And the funny thing is, because you've been there, so you understand. But you're going to be look. We all are going through it. We're all transforming. You have your own unique connection to Spirit, just like I do. We're all unique. We're all different. And I want to celebrate that uniqueness. But you have to realize that I can't spend all of my time with you, because there are other people that need me. I have other places to go. I have other karmic connections to make, So be prepared to kind of meet up with that this month. Let's see what else we have. To shuffle until a card falls out, and then I'm going to draw a few more. So this is the card that fell on the ground. Then I'm going to draw top 3 cards and the bottom 3 cards, and then I'm going to draw a middle card. So the card that fell on the ground was the Nine of Pentacles. See, I knew I was really onto that. The Nine of Pentacles, it usually shows a woman who's in a garden. Normally she's accompanied by a beautiful bird or something like that. In this case, she's playing the piano. She's kind of looking up at this pentacle. The Nine of Pentacles is showing someone who is independent, who's in their flow, who doesn't need to depend on anyone else to really feel good, to feel confident, to know that they're moving in the right direction. And she's really abundant, and she's really, she's manifesting. In this picture, it shows she's playing the piano, and she's by herself. Notice she's by herself. She's not with anyone. That doesn't mean that you're going to be by yourself. It just means that you're going to become more independent. You really want to start to feel more of your self-worth and your self-value. And the fact that she's playing the piano is like, you're going to be playing your music, you're going to be playing your tune. You're going to be creating your own composition, I would like to say even. You're not going to be playing someone else's music, you're going to be playing your own composition. And maybe even you're going to be teaching other people how to do that themselves. So let's see which top. I can't remember what the top 3 cards were, but these were both sides of the deck. So on one side we have the Hanged Man, we have the Ace of Wands. We pull that in Leos, and then we also have the Two of Cups. So definitely a fated relationship is either going, if you're single, is going to spark off, or a fated relationship is just going to become stronger and better. But the Hangman is like almost like you're kind of wondering where this if you're in a relationship, you're kind of wondering where this relationship is going. But the Two of Cups means that it's usually talking about twin flames, soulmates, especially with the Ace of Wands here. There's definitely going to be something within your relationship that's going to just spark off and just like kind of be rekindled. Like the relationship is just going to go to the next level. Maybe you guys are going to work on a project together, or it's going to be like you can just kind of feel that you're just more in tune with each other. We have to consider, the sun is in your opposite sign of Leo, so there is going to be a focus on relationships. We also have the Six of Pentacles, which deals with charity. It's interesting enough. We have the Ace of Pentacles, and we also have the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords actually speaks to leaving behind situations, and I really see this as you're definitely going to be giving value to people the second half of this month and feeding into August. You're going to be giving people value, but you also are going to be, you're not going to stick around for too long in one place. You're just not. And there are going to be people that are just going to be sitting there waiting for you to, they're going to expect you to almost just be there for you, or be there for, they're going to expect you to be there for them like a long time or forever. And you're going to be like, no, I have things to do. Especially since it's like, there's obviously something happening within your relationships, whether, if you're single, be prepared to meet someone. Be prepared to meet someone who's just really just going to be like, bam, and the Hangman is going to be like, just go with the flow and just release and let the universe take you on this journey, because there's something that's sparking off. If you are already in a relationship, it's definitely going to come up to this next level, and it's going to be, I don't want to say like even like a spiritual revival within your relationship, like the spiritual implications of your relationship. But as far as the other aspect with the Six of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords, like I said, this is speaking of you definitely feeling your value, you're feeling your worth. Maybe you even come into like maybe a new job or some more money, and you're going to be feeling more generous and giving of yourself, but you're not going to stay in one place for too long. You got to move on. You got to go on to the next person, the next event. And it's like you're going to be feeling, like I said, more of yourself. The Merkaba has to deal with it has to do with being able to travel to other dimensions. Like I said, it's your vehicle. So I almost feel like karmically, since you're going to be releasing this load, it's going to be like, oh wow, now I almost see it as like kind of almost like tying up loose ends. Like maybe that's what this is. Like you're going to be kind of tying up loose ends and taking care of people and situations that needed to be taken care of. We have the Empress here, beautiful, as the middle card. The Empress speaks to creativity, connecting to the earth, connecting to Gaia, compassion. So it's not even going to be like you don't care for people. I think really what this is that you are actually deepening a sense of compassion for yourself and value. And since you're going to be releasing so much karma, it's really going to free you up to actually help people the way that you want to. And you're going to have to kind of deal with people you're going to have to deal with people wanting to drain you of your energy and wanting to drain you of your resources. But the great thing is that the Nine of Pentacles is saying is like you're independent, you're solid, you're playing your composition, you're playing your music, and you might have to kind of, the Hierophant, I kind of think of it almost kind of like laying down the law a bit. You're going to have to lay down, some boundaries with people, just because people are going to try and, they're going to see that you're shining brightly, Aquarius. It's kind of funny because the sun's in your opposite sign. And Uranus it's the first of the outer planets that, we can't see, because we can see with our naked eye Obviously the Sun and Mercury through Saturn, but Uranus begins that spot where we can't really see. But you're going to actually be shining brightly this month, and people are going to notice it. And since you're the water bearer, they're going to be holding out their cups, wanting you to give water, and you're going to give water to them. You're just not going to just, if they drink the water and they keep asking you for more water and filling up their cup, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, it's like I'm a server, right? So it's like there are some people that will drink like a glass or two of water during their meal and they're fine. Then there are other people that drink like 10 glasses of water, and I'm like, I understand it's good to stay hydrated, but damn it, I have 5 other tables to take care of, and you're sitting here. The moment I pour water into your glass and I walk away and I look back, your glass is already half full. Or half empty, no matter whatever way you want to look at it. It's already half full. And I'm like, damn it, man, like, give me a break. So I feel like that's almost going to kind of where you're going to be at. You're going to be like, damn it, guys, give me a break. I am feeling good. I am feeling positive. I want to help you out, but I got to help myself. I got to stand on my own 2 feet. I'm, for the first time in a while, feeling like more confident. I'm not really upset that people don't necessarily see what I'm doing. I actually don't mind kind of being in the background a bit, being in the cut, just kind of like, kind of just like, you don't mind not being seen. And I think you're going to be seen this month, or this like the second half of this month feeding into August, simply because your aura is just going to be shining so brightly. But it's like you can't stay in one place for too long. You got to move on. I'm going to cut the deck one more time and just draw one more card for you. And look at that. We have the King of Pentacles. So this definitely could be speaking to an earth sign, a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. But really what I see this as is that, you are definitely going to be a lot more focused on establishing some type of groundedness, establishing some type of structure within your life that's going to make you feel better, that's going to kind of free you up to help people in the way that you want. But more importantly, this is going to be really you connecting back to your source, the way that you want to manifest. The King of Pentacles, has they have a particular way that he wants to manifest, and since this king, he's direct about it. So you're definitely going to be a manifesting machine this last bit of July heading into August. You're going to be shining brightly, and I think it's like you're going to kind of have to deal with people wanting you to fill up their cup more than once, more than twice. I think twice is okay. I would say if someone wants you to fill up their cup twice, that's fine. But after the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th time they're trying to get you to fill up their cup, you gotta be like, look, you gotta be able to take care of yourself emotionally. You gotta be able to do it for yourself. You gotta learn how to fill up your own cup, and that's what you're gonna be telling people. And people might not like it. People might get upset at you for it, but you gotta do what you gotta do, Aquarius. You gotta move on. You gotta release. You gotta love yourself, and that's really what this month is about for you, Aquarius. I think it's gonna be a very the second half of the month heading into August. I think it's going to be very powerful. I think it's a very good way to end the month, and a good way to kind of come out of the Cancer transit, which is quite gnarly. I'm not going to lie. I'm a water sign, so you would think I would be used to water, and I am, but it's been pretty intense. But for you, it's going to be kind of like a breath of fresh air that the sun's going to be in your opposite sign. Like I said, with this lunar eclipse coming up, you are definitely going through a very huge spiritual transformation. That is it for your reading, Aquarius. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you'd like a personal reading with me, you can follow the link in the description below too, theaquarianadepts.com. And always remember, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to keep moving forward, to stay focused, stand. Yahoo! Smile often.